Now, France's Civil Aviation Authority have warned of major flight disruptions at French airports from today, tied to the threat of an air traffic controllers' strike. And Eoghan Corry, editor of Air and Travel magazine, joins us. Eoghan, who's going to be affected by this in Irish terms?
Good morning, Ciara. Yes, it is as if the strike is going ahead. A lot of consumers are affected. We've 23 rotations from Dublin affected today and one from Cork. This is as bad as any of the worst weather events we've had, and tens of thousands, 2,000 flights around Europe have all had to be called off. A strike that really isn't going ahead, but it was called off too late because the French authorities had already asked the airlines to cancel a proportion of their flights.
Okay, so the flight, this sounds ridiculous. So the strike is no longer going ahead, but all these flights remain cancelled and people remain stranded wherever they are, perhaps trying not to get home, but also missing out on travel plans to go abroad. I'm slightly flabbergasted. So I presume then hundreds of Irish people are affected by this. Where are they likely to be going if they are affected?
Okay, the good news, and there isn't much good news, the good news is that Ryanair cancelled 300 flights. That would have been 500 if the strike had gone ahead. Overflights would have been cancelled as well. It's a particular bugbear of Ryanair that it's not usual for when an air traffic control goes on strike in a European country that flights that pass over the country are also affected. But that is the case in France. It's been something they've been.
So other countries, if it was Germany, it would be flights taking off and landing in Germany. But if it's somebody going from France to Poland and flying through Germany, that's not affected in those countries, but France does it differently.
And it's not the case today, but it has been if the strike was going ahead. So the good news is that there was a little bit of a reprieve, and you have to travel over France to get to a lot of places from Ireland. Those overflights are going ahead today, but Paris, Carcassonne, Basel, La Rochelle, Nice, Beauvais, Toulouse, Lyon, there's a list of those flights that have all been cancelled. Transavia are affected, Air France are affected, Aer Lingus are affected, but it's mainly Ryanair because a huge number of those flights are Ryanair.
And Eoghan, I know you and I have talked about this before when there's been mass cancellation of flights for whatever reasons. There tends to be a knock-on effect for a number of days, doesn't there? Because of the backlog of people needing to be moved then and all of that. When is this all going to be over for people, I suppose? When is this disruption going to finish?
Okay, from a passenger point of view, it's a headache for the airline, not for you. The airline has been in touch already. It's going to give you alternative routings. It's going to give you your new booking. They will clear this up fairly quickly, particularly as further strikes, which were planned in the coming days, are not going ahead. So it will be cleared up fairly quickly. What really this has galvanised is the long-term vision or the long-term requirement for something to be done about the sort of ad hoc French air traffic control strikes. The reason it's so bad in France is we have 3 competing unions. They compete for membership, they compete in terms of belligerence, and there was a peace deal, ironically a peace deal signed with the biggest of the unions after the Olympics, and it didn't even see the end of April, so it doesn't augur very well for the summer that we have this called off strike today. The message is they've solved the issue, but I'm not sure that all the issues are solved, particularly when we've 2 other unions waiting in the wings.
Look, thank you very much for speaking to us on that this morning. That is
always a pleasure, Ciara.
Air and Travel magazine, and I suppose the message there for anyone who is travelling is to get in touch.